Hello everyone. So we have in our syllabus we have EIGRP, OSPF, and if we see here we have some basic about that one, and we have load balancing, path selection, path operation and matrix in this one, and then we have the configure and verify simple OSPF environment including multiple area, that is normal area, different area, and summarization, filtering. Some points is there here like network type, passive interface, different types of network types. So we are going to start this one, but before going to this one I will revise, because maybe some guys, as they are saying, they have some issue with the routing protocol. The concept is not clear for some guys. So what we will do, we will start from the basic. We will revise some topics. After that we will jump to our main topic. So today maybe we will revise the whole topic, then we will start the OSPF, then we will do for EIGRP. So what we will discuss today, we will discuss same as we have the topics, similar topics: introduction to routing protocol, what is routed protocol, what is routing protocol. We are going to discuss that one, so you will have the idea. It will revision for you, for the CCNA students, some basic topics we will revise. After that we will jump to the main topic. So as we already know, we have the routed protocol and routing protocol. So routed protocol is nothing but IP address in which our data is moving. Okay, this one already we discussed in the CCNP level, but I am revising because some guys are having issue in this topic. So I am revising in high level. You need to remember some points here. Later we will start our main topic. So now you need to remember routed protocol is nothing but IPv4 or IPv6. In simple words, just remember, if anyone asks you in interview what is routed protocol, that is nothing but the actual data who is going to carry. The guy who is going to carry our actual data, that is known as routed protocol. Example is IPv4, IPv6. Like our traffic, email, file transfer, web traffic, all this traffic come under the routed protocol. And routing protocol is nothing but transferring of packets from one network to another network is known as routing protocol. So we have two different things. Maybe some guys are confused here. Let me show you the shortest form so you can remember easily. If you see this box, routed protocol, IP, IPv4, IPv6. This one is known as routed protocol. And routing protocol means RIP version 1, RIP version 2, OSPF, EIGRP, BGP, IS. Okay, so routed means the guy who is going to carry the traffic, that is nothing but routed protocol. IP is going to carry our traffic, IP address. So that is known as routed protocol. And routing protocol, the router is going to talk with each other with some language, that is nothing but routing protocol. So we will define more accurately here. Let me define here. Routing protocol are used by the routers to exchange the information about the known network. If you see here, we have because this already we learn in our CCNA level. So I will give you main points, then we can jump to our main topic. If you have any issue, if you don't know the issue, some topics, you can ask me, I will explain. Okay, I can explain you. So we have different types of routing. Now we understand what is routed. Routed means IP address which is going to carry our traffic. After that we have routing protocol. Transferring of packet from one network to another network is known as routing protocol. We have static routing, we have default routing, we have dynamic routing. We have three types of routing: static routing, default routing, dynamic routing. So in static routing, what we have, how we can configure, we are going to see that one also. We cover that in CCNA level, but anyhow, no problem. We will do one lab for static routing, default routing, dynamic routing. So you will have more concept, you will have commands you can remember easily. Okay, so now first discuss the dynamic routing. First of all, you need to remember routing is divided into three parts: static routing, default routing, dynamic routing. And then again in the dynamic routing it is divided into two parts: interior gateway protocol, exterior gateway protocol. Interior means which is going to use inside the organization. Exterior means which is going to use outside the organization. And in interior also we have distance vector routing protocol and link state routing protocol. Distance vector routing protocol is nothing but RIP version 1 and RIP version 2, IGRP, EIGRP. And in the link state routing protocol we have the OSPF and we have ISIS. In exterior gateway routing protocol we have path vector routing protocol. In that one we have only one, that is BGP, border gateway protocol. So we are going to see this one. We have in our syllabus OSPF, EIGRP and BGP. So we are going to look this in detail. But before going to that one, let's see static route. If you see here, I told here static route we have, then default route, then dynamic route. So now let's see what is the static route. And do we need static route? We need static route whenever we want to forward the traffic from one router to another router. We need static also. We can use dynamic also. We can use default also. Now we are going to check what is the difference between them and how we can configure. So static route, it is configured manually by the administrator. Means network engineer is going to configure the static route. It is secure and fast. This is secure and fast. Why we are saying secure? Because manually we are configuring. And why it is fast? Because CPU is not going to hit, because manually we are saying if you want to go from here to here, go here. Let me show you. See here, imagine I have one router here R. I have another router here R2. This is a 2 router, okay, I connected. And I have some LAN network here. Imagine this is a fast Ethernet 0x0, here also fast Ethernet 0x0. I have IP here 192.168.1.1 and here I have 192.168.1.2 and here maybe we have 1.1.1.1, here is 2.2.2.2, anything we have. So if anyone want to go, imagine if any PC or server here, if any PC and server, anything, they want to send any traffic from here to here in this network, this router should know about this information. This router should have the entry of this network in his routing table. If he don't have, then he cannot forward the traffic. So how he should have the entry? Maybe we can tell the router, if anyone want to go to this network, forward the traffic to this IP. Manually we can say. If manually we are saying, that is known as static route. So we are going to learn how we can configure. So now what we are saying, static route is secure and we need to say manually. Just now as I told, manually we need to configure. This is secure and fast. In this one, how we will configure? We will configure, I will show you, we will do that one, no issue. But before, whenever we are using the static route, if we have less than 15 router, then only we will use this. If you have more router, example, imagine if you have 50 router, then if you start configuring manually one by one, it will be very difficult. And if any one link go down, it is again issue. So we use the static route wherever we have the less number of router. In a small organization, we are using the static route. If we have 10 to 15 router, then we are using the static route. AD value is 1 for the static route. If you don't know what is AD value, no issue, we are going to discuss. This is the administrative distance. In the coming classes, we are going to discuss this also, no issue. So now just remember, AD value is 1 and static route is not supporting the VLSM, means it is not supporting to subnetting. If we want to configure the static route, we need to use the classful network. Classful means whatever standard we have. Example, if I write 192.168.1.1/24, this is a class C IP, that's why I am writing /24. Instead of /24, if I write /26, then it is having what we can say classless. Why it is classless? Because someone done subnetting, that's why this /24 changed to /26. So this type of IP static route will not support. If you want to configure the static route, then you should have classful IP, not the classless. Classless, classful. What is the meaning of classful? Means standard whatever we have, class A, class B, class C. But if we are doing subnetting, if it is changing, this IP look class C. But if you change something here like 32 or maybe 16, it look different. If you play with this one, that is nothing but subnetting. If you done subnetting, then this is not supporting, and if you done subnetting, that is known as classless, because we are changing from the class. That's why it is saying classless. So you need to remember this point. First point is manually we need to configure. It is secure and fast, and it is used in the small organization where AD value is 1. This is the interview question. You need to remember what is the AD value for the static root, and it will not support the subnetting. This thing we need to remember in the static root. This is basic, we already learned in the CCNA level this. And how we will configure. If we want to configure this one, we need to write IP root. This is a syntax. We need to remember, we need to write IP root. After that, we need to write the destination network ID, then destination subnet mask. After that, next hop IP address. Example, I am standing here. I want to send the traffic here. So what I will write? Let me make zoom here. So imagine I want to send some traffic. Okay, I am standing here. I want to send some traffic to this network. So I will write here IP root and network ID of this network and subnet mask of that one, and next hop, this one. Same thing we need to do for this router also. I am standing here, I want to send something, so I will use the network ID of this one, then subnet mask and next hop. Okay, so we are doing manually entry. We are doing the entry manually in the table. Okay, so let's do this lab so you will have idea, and I can explain you points also there. What is routing table, like that I can explain. Okay, so let me draw here lab. I will take one router here, one router here. This is a minor small lab just for basic purpose. We already learned this one, but anyhow let me revise. I am saying R1 here, I am saying R2 here. Let me take two switch. I will make a small scenario. Here is one switch, here is one switch. I will give the name as S1 and here will be name as S2. Okay, and then I will take this cable. I will make the connection between this router to two routers, from here to this switch and from here to this switch. And let me give the IP schema. I will take here 192.168.1.11.1 we will use 11.0/24, or let me take 12 because router R1 R2, so let me take here 12. So this will be here. This is the IP schema here. This we will take here, and this place I will use 192.168.1.1/24, and this should be 192.168.2.1/24. Okay, so what we done, just we are giving the IP schema here, and this is our LAN network, this one. If we want, we can attach the PC also, but we are interested to learn the root here. So how we can check the routing table? We have the command to check the routing table. We will use show IP root. It will not show anything because we did not configure anything, but this is a command we use to check the routing table. I already write in the notes. I will share these notes also. This is actually not for CCNP level, these notes, but anyhow I will share these notes also, so you will have the basic about fundamental of routing. If you don't know anything, you can revise this one also. Okay, no problem. I will explain, then I will share these notes. So if you see here, we in our routing table we are not having any entry because we did not configure anything. So first of all, we need to configure the IP address. We can take notepad, so it is easy. If we type in notepad, we can copy paste. So let me write here what I can write: the basic static root lab. Okay, basic static root lab R1 configuration. Enable config T host name R1 We can do this lab in Packet Tracer, EVNG, GNS3 anywhere. Just I am doing here because this is a basic first lab. Later we can do other lab in the other EVNG or GNS3. Same thing how we assign IP, same thing I am doing. 192.168.12.1 space 255.255.255.0.0, then we will write no shut. I hope no doubt for this one. Just I am writing the IP address for this router, this interface. I will copy paste same thing and I will modify this one F0 by 1, so this should be 1 here, and this is the IP we are going to use, so I will remove this. Okay, 192.168.1.1, this is the IP assigned for this router. Okay, this is a basic configuration for the router R1. Just we assign the IP address. Let me copy from here to here and paste here in the notepad. I will paste and I will modify as per router 2 configuration. I will change this as a router 2, here also name as a router 2. Fast Ethernet 0 by 0 is 12.1, so I will make here this is a 12.2, and this side we have 192.168.2.1, so I will make this as a 2.1. Okay, so this is just basic assigning the IP. Let me copy and paste this configuration inside the router. So I will go in the console of the router, I will paste this configuration. If you see, no error, nothing, everything is good. Okay, in the R1, so let me paste the configuration for R2 in this router. So I will copy and I will go in the R2 CLI of R2. I will write here no, and then I will paste this configuration in R2. So here also no doubts, nothing, I think no error, nothing, everything is good, no issue. If you want to check, we can write do show IP interface brief. So we have the IP address, and here if you see, we are using this 2 interface, Fast Ethernet 0 by 0, Fast Ethernet 0 by 1. This is the IP address we assign, and ports are up. So everything is good. But even though if you are trying to ping from here, let me take some PC so we can ping and make sure the communication is there or not. Okay, let me take some server also and some machine. I will take the cable. I will connect from here to here. Press Control and press here. Okay, just press Control and select this one, so no need to take individual cable, automatically it will come. Let's assign some IP here. I will give a label here 192.168.1.2, because 1.1 we use the router interface here. So I will go inside the PC, I will assign the IP here, and here I will change as a 1, this one as a default gateway. What is default gateway? Our router interface IP, this one which is connected to us. So now I will change here also 1.3. I will copy this one and I will paste this here in the desktop, here in this one, and let me change as a default, this default gateway. And here I will go, I will change this as a 2.1, this is a 2.1, and I will paste here in the desktop, and here 2.1, this is 2.2, because 2.1 we already use for the router. Okay, router IP is 2.1, this place, this one. So let me change this as a 2.2. This is a label, just to have the idea, we put the label. For this server we are assigning the IP 192.168.2.3. Subnet mask is coming by default, we will use the same subnet mask, we don't want to do any subnetting. So this is the IP address we assign to the PC, and if you ping from here to here, it will not work because our router don't know this network. Anyhow, let me try to ping. I am the PC 192.168.1.2. I want to communicate with the 2.2. I am here, I want to communicate with this one. If you see destination host unreachable, means these packets are coming to this router. This router don't know anything about this network, so he is dropping that packet. How I know this router don't know anything about that network? I can write here show IP route. If I write here show IP route, we can check here. If you see here, this is a 192.168.2.1, but if you see in our routing table, we don't have 192.168.2.1. If you see here, we don't have 2.1. All are 1.1, 1.1, 12.0, 12.0, 12.1. So in R1 routing table, we don't have any entry of this network. In this router, we don't have anything about the 2.1. That's why traffic is drop here only. It will not forward. Same thing, this router will not have this entry in his routing table. Okay, routing table is a table where they are going to store the best routing, best path. Let me repeat again. This is a routing table. Show IP route we will type to check the routing table. In the routing table they are going to store the best route to the destination, to going to the destination. But we don't have here. We did not configure any routing protocol here. So what we are getting the directly connected entry only in this routing table. Only directly connected entry is coming here. So we need to make the routing protocol, maybe static routing, default routing, dynamic routing, something we need to do. So this router should have this entry, this router should have this entry, and this router should have this entry. Okay, so how we can do? We can go here, we can do same as I told. Command what we told, we will write IP routing, IP route. Then we need to write the destination network ID. Who is destination? This one, 192.168.2.0. How we can calculate network ID? This is a network, this is a network, this is a network, this is a host. Because it is a /24. /24 means 255.255.255.0. So this one we need to consider, this one N, this one is N, this one is N, and last one 0 means host. So wherever we have host, we need to make that 0. So network ID will be 192.168.2.0. This is the network ID. So I will write that network ID here. So what I will write, 192.168.2.0. then subnet mask. What is the subnet mask? 255.255.0 /24, this one /24. So I will write the same subnet mask. After that, next hop I am doing here. So next hop to me, this one, F0/0. So what is the IP of F0/0? 192.168.12.2. So I will write here 192.168.12.2 and press enter. This is the static routing. We are saying to the router, if you want to send any traffic for this network, forward that to this IP here. So this is a first entry we input in the R1. So with this one R learn the route. Okay, he will have the route in the routing table. If you want to check, we can check now. If we write here show IP route, you will have the entry here. If you see, this is a S means static route, this one, and this is a IP. This is a network where we want to go, and AD value is 1, metric is 0, and this is a next hop. If you want to do more short, we can write static and then press enter. You will get directly what is entries coming from the static route with this command. So in R1 we done. Okay, we need to do same thing in R2. So first of all, let me paste in the notepad what we done just now. We done this. Okay, we just write this entry IP route. Now we will do in the R2 also. We will do in the R2. If you see what we have, duplicate IP here, somewhere we done something incorrect, or okay, when we assign to the computer we have this duplicate IP, but now it is okay. So let me configure here, or let me check, do show IP interface brief. If you see everything, everything is okay, no issue. So now I will do the default route. How we will do default route? We will write IP route, after that destination network ID. This is a destination. I am in the R2 here. This is the destination for me. So I will write 192.168.1.0. Why I am writing 1.0? Because /24. 3 will be the network portion, 1 will be the host portion. Wherever we have the host portion, we need to make that 0. After that, we will write the subnet mask for this one, that is 255.255.255.0, and the next hop. I am standing here. Who is next hop to me to go this network? This one. So this IP is 192.168.12.1. So I need to write 192.168.12.1. That's all. Press enter. And if you want to check here, we will write show IP route. Show IP route to get that one. We have the S 192.168.1.1. This one, If you want to get more accurately, we can write show IP route static. So you will get this route. If anyone want to go to this network, forward that to this IP. Okay, now we can save the configuration. I will save this configuration, and let me save this configuration also, and then we can test also. Before this PC is unable to communicate, now he is communicating or not. Let's see. First packet go for ARP, address resolution protocol, then it will work after that one. Let's see. Yeah, it is working. So before they are unable to communicate, now it is they are communicating because we done the routing, we done the static routing. This one, this is our static routing. I will paste here this in this area. Okay, so we done this in this router, and this one we done in this router. So this is a basic about the static routing, the one which we are seeing here. Actually I go fast here. I did not explain this basic thing. We already learned in CCNA level. That's why how to assign the IP address, how we will do. I did not tell because we learned this already. I hope everyone know that one. Anyhow, I will stop this recording. Then we will do new recording. If you have